Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the science class. Kids, as you know that we are already going on with our chapter number 12, reproduction in plants. First of all, we are going to see the recap of the previous part and then we will learn about the sexual reproduction and seed dispersal. Let us fast move towards our topic. Children, we have learned different kinds of asexual reproduction for formation of new plants from the cells of a single parent. So that is a budding process where a small bulb-like cellular structure outgrowth is there called bud, which is formed on parent cell and develops into an independent organism. Second one is fragmentation. The adult organism breaks up into two or more pieces called fragments and which grows to become a new plant. Example was Spirogyra and Fucus. And the next one was spore formation. Children, parent plant produce microscopic single or multi-celled spherical bodies which germinate into new plants during favorable condition. So this is what all about the different types of asexual reproduction. And we have also learned about the sexual reproduction. We have started this. So what we have learned, it is a reproductive part of a flower. Reproductive organs, stamen and filament. You can see stamen and carpel. Stamen contains anther and filament. And carpel contains style, sigma, ovary wall, ovule. Here what is sexual reproduction? The sexual reproduction is the formation of new plants through the fusion of male and female gametes. Now it is carried out by flowering plants and also you know that flowers are the reproductive organs of a plant. So the students in which the flowers which contain both male and female reproductive cells are called as bisexual flowers, or the flowers which contain only one reproductive part are called as unisexual flower. So here we will learn about the different kinds of flower, male flower, female flower. You can see stamen is present, stalk is present, here budding fruit is present. So how this process takes place? Children, in the stamen, that is male organ, it bears anther which contain pollen grains which produce male cell gametes. In pistil, it composed of stigma, style ovary and ovary produced female cells. This is what all about the two reproductive parts. Now mature plant flowers. What happens? These flowers actually undergo the process of pollination. And from pollination they move towards fertilization. Then they convert into fruits, or fruits give seeds, and from seeds we get the new plants. Let us see how these steps takes place one by one. Pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. Children, you can note down the definition we have in our textbook also. Pollen grains are transferred by wind, water or insects, and if pollen grains lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is called as self-pollination. And if pollen grains of one flower lands on the stigma of another flower, it is called as cross-pollination. You can see here, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower is known as pollination. These are of two types. Pollen grains transferred from anther to the stigma of same flower or to the another flower. So, in this process, how this pollination process takes place, how these pollens fall on the stigma. Here you can see wind. It blows away pollen grains from the anthers of one flower to the stigma of another flower. Now the features of the flowers generally, if they are small, not brightly colored, and they do not produce nectar, these are the flowers, they generally contain pollen grains. And how are the pollen grains? They are very light, and so features of flowers, you can see here, they have they are small, not brightly colored, and they do not produce nectar. And in features of pollen grains, we have seen they are very light and large in numbers. So the pollination in wheat, rice and maize, you can see this is the example. Now another source by which pollen grains can fall on stigma is its water. Pollen grains are released into the water, are carried out by water current to other flowers. You can see in the pictures, children, how those pollen grains are moving from one place to another with the help of water. Third and the important factors are insects. Insects actually visit on the flowers for the nectar or for their food, and some pollen grains actually stick to their body parts of these insects. And when these insects visit to another flower, so in that case also pollen grains fall on the stigma. So in these cases, the case in which insects are used to pass on the flower, so the features of the flower will be sweet smell, they will have brightly colored petals. For diurnal insects like rose, sunflower means to attract insects towards them, and they also have white light green petals for nocturnal insects like jasmine and cacti. They are a nocturnal insect, so for nocturnal insects they have such colored petals and they are rich in nectar, so that those insects will sit on them and take the nectar. And in these cases, what are the features of pollen grains? For such a case, so the features of pollen grains are they are sticky pollen grains. That is why they stick to those insects and transfer from one place to another. Now this was the case of pollination, children, that we have seen. It happens by three ways: by wind, by water and by insects. Now the second process comes, it is fertilization. The process of fusion of that male and female gametes, that pollen grain to the stigma, they contain male and female gametes. So when they are fusing with each other, they form a zygote, and this process is called as fertilization. Here you can see, children, after fertilization, that zygote develops into an embryo and the ovule then develops into the seed and the ovary develops into the fruit. So here is the picture of pollen grains. Here you can see pollen grains sticking to the stigma. It is entering through the style, this pollen tube is formed and then it goes to the ovary. There it forms a sac, embryo sac, egg develops and such kind of, it is a microtype, means such kind of, it forms the zygote, a single cell egg, you can see, to produce a seed fruit. So here it is fertilization. Let us see step by step process. The process of fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. After successful pollination, the stigma secrete nutrients. Pollen grains absorb these and start growing in the form of a thin tube called pollen tube. Children, you can see here this pollen grain is slowly growing into a tube and this tube is entering into the ovary until it reaches the ovule inside the ovary. Then it releases male gamete into the ovule. So whatever the male gamete is present in pollen grain, you can see it is released inside the ovary. Then releases male gamete into the ovule. Fertilization takes place which results in the formation of zygote. So children, that after fertilization, that ovary enlarges to form the fruit. It grows in size, it converts into a fruit and the wall of the ovary become the fruit wall, and finally those ovules, they become a seed, a fruit, or may have one or more seeds. Children, petals and sepals and other parts of the flower usually dry up and they fall off and they are left with a fruit only, which will be consumed and the seed from that food will be used for growing or for giving the another formation of the fruit and seed. So here you can see the fruit is the seed bearing part of or the ripened ovary of the flowering plant. Right, what is fruit? It is a seed bearing part or ripened ovary of the flowering plant. The seed is actually the ripened ovule which contains an embryo and is covered by a protective coat. Right, you can see here in the picture of P, the process by which the embryo in the seed becomes active and begins to grow into new plant is called germination. So this is what all the facts of the plants, children. The fruits, they contain seed in them, or we can say it is nothing but a ripened ovary of the flowering plant. Then the seed, it is the ripened ovule which contains an embryo and it is covered by a protective coating also. And the process in which this embryo converts into seeds, becomes active and begins to grow into a new plant is called germination. This is what all about how we can produce a new plant. Now children, let us see how these seeds disperse from one place to another, that we call it seed dispersal. The carrying away of seeds from one place to another is called dispersal of seeds. Children, you know seeds are actually dispersed by wind, water and animals. Just now we have seen pollen grains are dispersed by wind, water and insects. Seeds dispersed by wind, they are light in color, they have wings or hair so that they are easily blown away by wind. For example, drumstick, maple, sunflower. And seeds dispersed by water, they have spongy or fibrous outer cover so that they can float on water. For example, coconut seed. And the seeds dispersed by animals, they have spines with hooks so that they can attach to the bodies of animals. So this is what all about. You can see about the different kinds of seeds. But dispersal takes place by wind, water and animals. So here is along with the example you can see. Dispersal takes place by several mechanisms. Sometimes dispersal also takes place by explosion, means when seed burst. Right? For example, pea plant, castor, balsam. Dispersal by wind. You can see here is the picture, children. So because of that wind, dandelion, drumstick, maple, they just move from one place to another. Dispersal by water like coconut seed and dispersal by animals like plants having fleshy fruits. So those seeds can disperse from one place to another with the help of an animal. So here we have seen the complete reproduction part of the plants, how it takes place, different step-by-step process. In the next class, live class, we will do the text part of it. Till that time, you will have to read out the page from 136 to 139 and try to understand the concept. Here our chapter is over and I am trying to find out your difficulty in this chapter on the next live class, and we are going to start a new chapter after that. So till that time, feel free to ask your queries if you have and complete your assignment accordingly. Stay safe, stay home, enjoy online schooling. Thank you everyone.